Well, the goal is that students take ownership of their learning so they can take ownership of their lives. At the end of the day, that doesn't happen without adults on campus. It always comes down to people. And our campuses are staffed with adults who know that students come first. They're effective, but they're committed and they're passionate. And they know they can be that one caring adult on campus who makes the difference in the life of a student. And it works. We have students return to us year after year, and they always go and look for the receptionist, the school leader, the teacher, the office manager, the bus driver who made a difference in their life. So it starts with that first step, the individual, the adult who cares about kids, and that helps students make that transition to believing in themselves and becoming successful and feeling like they can take ownership of their future.
At West Phoenix, we have a homeless liaison, we have student mentors, we have counselors that are specific for mental well-being. But the student mentors make sure that students are on track. And then you have your teachers and they're at ground zero in the classroom trying to identify what's going on, building those relationships so kids feel comfortable and teachers are pointing them in the right direction to give them more support and more help. So those are all things that are there.
We guide our students to take control of their learning and their lives in many ways. I think the first step that we always take is goal setting. All of our students set goals for themselves, and then we support them as they plan out the exact path that they need to take in order to meet those goals.
I think that it's really important to teach children at a young age that in life they have a lot of roles and responsibilities, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. One thing that I do specifically is I do give homework each night, and I teach the kids this is time management, this is your responsibility to bring it back. And along with that, I also teach children that there is things outside of academics that they need to be doing. They need to be caring for one another and making sure that each other is okay. And I think that that's really important to instill in them at such a young age, so that as they grow older, they have that compassion and empathy towards others and are able to see the big picture.
Here at South Point and within the organization, you have to have clear expectations for your students and your staff and your whole team. Actually, we all have to be on the same page. And I think when you raise the bar for students and your staff, you have to have them set up for success.
Students have access to us in a very direct way, and we provide them both guidance for things that are happening within their lives at that moment, but we also do a lot of preventative sort of conversations where they can come in and talk to us, and we can talk to them about planning ahead, planning for their futures.
Part of our role is to establish, especially for many of our kiddos, a sense of consistency. And by modeling consistency, and as a teacher who shows up every day and having specific expectations of them, then they see that as a model for their own lives.
It goes back to setting them up with skills, not just learning content, but really teaching them how the skills that we're teaching them can be applied to any part of their life, whether it's conflict resolution or just being able to problem solve or critically think.
Let's take all young people and try to help them believe in themselves. They're not entitled to much. What they're entitled to is equal opportunities. And the students, as they perceive that, I think feel it, and I think learning becomes more relevant and they become more engaged. They take more responsibility for their own learning and for their own outcome.